scored a similar goal.
Yeah.
Remember, it was against Brentford.
Yeah.
But so it scored almost the exact
close
same
him
goal.
down there though.
Yeah, Laurie. So when one team loses, that means another team's won. So it's probably only fair that we speak about Chelsea. And we'll start with Caicedo. Best midfielder in the Premier League as an Arsenal fan?
He's definitely in the argument. I mean, as you know, Jack, being an Arsenal fan, he was linked to us for a long time. And in the end, we went for Declan Rice. I'm not saying I regret that because Declan's been superb for us, as he was on Saturday, by the way. But yeah, listen, man, Caicedo, he's quality. And yeah, I've said before, and I'm pretty sure Alex will attest to this, I've said several times that Chelsea are one of those teams that I don't think they're serious title contenders. Those words may come back to bite me, but what I would say about them, they have a lot of talent within their team and their squad. And if they get it right on the day, they're a very, very difficult team to overcome. And you saw that on Saturday. They were massively up for that game. They were under a bit of pressure themselves going into that game. There was talk about Maresca being in trouble, weren't there?
Got himself a red card at the weekend, so that's
exactly,
4 red cards in 4 Prem games, or 3 in 3 or something now. So the
and you can see
off.
by the way he celebrated that. I've seen...
Yeah, that's relief.
He
coming
probably
out.
celebrated that goal there more than he did when they won that European trophy in the World Cup.
No, it's not European trophy. It's champions of the world, I'll have you know.
They're
not European
they
champions.
Won the Conference League thing.
Oh, yeah.
So that shows you how much pressure he was under. So that was a big win for them, make no mistake, because I honestly thought Liverpool were going to beat them.
I think it's the biggest win in his... I know they've won trophies, but I think it's the most...
statement.
It's a statement, but it also connects him more than ever to the fans. I think, look, how many times we've seen Klopp or Mourinho or whoever it is run down the touchline. It's just passion. And actually, I'm on his side here. I love that. That's what we want to see in the game, I think. We want to see characters. And
I think Carragher came out and said it, didn't he? That's what you want to see.
That's what you want to see. But to be sent off and then to not be allowed to do your press conference after because you got a red card, that's one of the stupidest rules I've ever seen. That.
You think so? Why is it so stupid? I mean,
so he can't do a press conference. So he can't do a press conference.
No, but when a player gets sent off, they don't do interviews after the game.
Well, yeah, they could come out. Yeah,
they can do. I remember David
apologise.
Luiz has done one where he's pushed everyone out of the way and gone, "Let me speak" for making a mistake.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
that is such a silly rule because after a game like that, it's the first thing you want to do is talk to the press. Maybe not the first thing, but as a manager, you want to say, "Yeah, like we did it."
Maybe that's their idea of punishing him. Because, right, you're not going to get your.
I think it's ridiculous, to be honest. But listen, I would have done the same. Klopp would have done the same. We all would have done the same. And I think that win has connected him more to the fan base than any other win he's got at Chelsea.
Yeah, and the debate is about Caicedo. Obviously, I think we can show you on screen now what Gary Neville said about him, and just saying, look, he's the best midfielder in the Premier League at this moment in time. It's something that I think Carragher's come out and said the other one. He said Declan Rice, I believe, he's better at passing. 3. And there's Rodri, Gravenberch. I think there's 4.
I think there's 4. I think those are the... I mean, on form as well, you'd probably have McAllister in there, but...
If I asked you to rank the 4 on form...
Right now. I mean, 2 weeks ago, it probably was Ryan Gravenberch.
Yeah, so that's why I've asked you now.
Right. I would go... Rice, Caicedo, Gravenberch, Rodri.
Laurie?
I'd probably say Caicedo, Rice, Gravenberch, Zubimendi might get an honourable mention.
Okay. So you'd have Caicedo above Declan Rice?
Just slightly.
Bruno's probably up there as well.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
But Rice is definitely in the conversation. I mean,
what is it about Caicedo that you look at then that Rice does? Because a lot of people are saying, I think Carragher came out and said, well, Rice has got he takes corners, can take free kicks. He's got like the 50-yard diag ping on him. He's probably got more technical ability. But then people are saying, well, no one does what Caicedo does better than Caicedo, right?
Yeah, he's got the running, the athleticism, the tackling, the duelling, the leadership. Because for me, he's a leader of that midfield. I know Enzo's got the armband, but for me, the way Caicedo plays, he plays like he's the focal point. And yeah, he's been outstanding. He's got a couple of worldies recently as well.
He's unlocked that, hasn't he? The shooting. We didn't think we had that.
So
but
I would just edge it towards him. Maybe it's a bit of recency bias because of that great goal he scored. Although Rice scored at the weekend as well. Maybe not as aesthetically, beautiful as Caicedo's goal. But it's very close. But he's definitely in the conversation. He's quality. There's no doubt about that.
He's definitely showing it now. I think Matisse said earlier on that he was doing this last season, but no one really cared or watched because obviously Rice and McAllister and Gravenberch were the top 2 teams. So he's a great player. I think he does score a lot of good goals as well, and I think he's woken people up a little bit more to his ability. So,
and I heard somebody say something the other day. I forget who it was. One of the pundits was saying that when Caicedo plays well, Chelsea play well. Now I know that might be a kind of simple statement.
So it wasn't an easy start for him at Chelsea, was it?
Yeah.
He got
no, I think he gave a penalty away against West Ham on his debut, and it was the 115 million down the drain, biggest signing ever. But a good point in the chat from Dead Cert says, wait, Jamie just get down the tunnel Carragher says he loves seeing Maresca running down the touchline celebrating. Interesting, when Odegaard got the camera out, it was just get down the tunnel, man. So, but you want to see that, right?
Yeah, I've got no problem with that. I mean, different managers celebrate things different way. I mean, I don't think you'd see Areola do that.
Yeah,
but hey, it is what it is, man. I've got no problem with managers showing passion.
And AGT, the winner, obviously we've seen on socials doing the rounds. If you haven't seen it already, you're sort of reacting to that and switching the TV off. But a word on Esteval, was he 18 years old to come on and do that? I think he tested the keeper once, then Gittins had a chance, and eventually it goes in at the end, and it's...
Again, you think just hang on for one more minute and everyone calms down a bit because the result is a draw, and in this moment you probably take it no Alisson in goal, which definitely makes a difference. There's a screenshot just before the ball comes in where Robertson is kind of hunched over. Maybe he's got a slight knock or something, but that's almost 2 seconds of being hunched over to then get yourself back up. He could have used that time to maybe check himself, check his mirrors. Obviously Esteval's coming in behind. To be honest, Jack, like I said earlier, genuinely I watched about 11 minutes of that game because...
And it just happened to be that 11 minutes.
And it was it was like spread across the full 90 because I was there for the start and the end, but... With these things, it's like, you've got a photographer, you've got to go and have pictures. And I'm in a pub, so I'll be able to hear if something happens. I didn't see Gakpo's goal.
It's a great assist for me. If Isak means it, it's a great assist.
But again, who's crossing the ball in? It's Soboslai is the only one that's got the energy to do something at the minute. So I have to admit, I didn't see much of the game because there was just too many things I needed to do on the engagement party. But look, 18 years old. They've obviously heard a lot of things about the good things about this kid, and he's got his moment there. I mean, to score a goal, it's not the most beautiful goal ever, but the cross has got to be stopped from a Liverpool point of view. If it isn't stopped, you've got to clear it the other side before it gets to Esteval. So big lessons there for Liverpool, but for Chelsea, it's just pure jubilation. Like we've beaten them so many times in finals and extra time, penalties, last minute. And now we've lost the last 2 at Stamford Bridge and haven't won there in 6 years. So again, that's another thing that's got to change the next time we go back there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, last season you were on the beach a little bit when you went there, in all fairness, but still, it's one of them grounds for you. But Laurie, it's Chelsea in the title race. We all said at the start of the season, Club World Cup, maybe they could be. And then I think Matisse on his channel recently said, abandon the war, let's give up, let's stop fighting this battle. But now they've just beaten Liverpool.
Yeah, but they are, let's be honest, they're still only 7th. And like I said, prior to this game against Liverpool, they were under a lot of criticism. The manager was under some pressure. There was even some talk of some of the fans voicing their displeasure to the point where they wanted him gone. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
So football can be quite fickle like that. You know what I mean? 1 minute you're under pressure of losing your job. Next minute people are hailing you as a hero, and they could be championship contenders. I would, if I'm giving my honest view, which I like to do, I wouldn't have thought that Chelsea are... I think their greater aspiration, or the more plausible aspiration, is for them to get in the top 4 or 5 or whatever, is to qualify for the Champions League next season
and compete to win a cup. I mean, they've got Champions League heritage. They're obviously in the Carabao still. The FA Cup will come, but like you were saying, drew at Brentford, lost to Bayern, lost to Man United, scraped past Lincoln, lost to Brighton, and then Benfica win, Liverpool win. So they're now on course. They've got Ange Postecoglou's Forest next, then Ajax, Sunderland. So they can put a bit of a run together now. And then just back to the conversation we had earlier, Declan Rice 43% as the best midfielder in the Prem, Caicedo on 35, Gravenberch on 12, and then someone else on 10. So, yeah. But it's worth noting that we are DR Sports. We are owned by Don Robbie himself, so maybe there's a little bit of Arsenal bias in there.
Aesthetically, Declan is probably a little bit easier on the eye, isn't he? He does a few more things.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
he's probably got more to his game
Yeah.
than Caicedo does, but I don't think he does anything better than Caicedo that Caicedo can do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like, he's probably got again, like we said, the set pieces, the ability to ping the ball, the power through the midfield, but the things that Caicedo is amazing at, like, which is winning the ball back, sort of being in two places at once, having a few sets of longs, like Rice isn't better than that.
Yeah,
So I guess it depends what you want.
And now
but
that Caicedo appears to have added
goals to his
scoring
game,
to his
which is probably his
obviously
big criticism.
And like I said, a lot of people will say that if Caicedo's even slightly off it, you see a bigger difference than say if Rice was slightly off it, because we got a stronger squad overall.
Rishab Narayan, who says, I think we aren't giving Chelsea enough credit for this. Fear this may ignite them to get a good run going. They've been dropping points because of injuries, which is a good point. But like we're saying, are they
Everybody
a bit
has
too
injuries.
far gone for title race talk? Or
I
think?
personally didn't see them as serious title contenders. Look, they may prove me wrong. I mean, maybe that result on Saturday is a shot in the arm that they may need, but I still don't think.
they'll
To me,
finish
I
fourth
think
or
the main title contenders for me are Arsenal, Liverpool, and City.
Yeah.
And if I'm being pushed, I would say it's Arsenal and Liverpool. But I do think City will be there or thereabouts. I don't see Chelsea in that shake-up. But listen, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to be careful. Obviously, you remember last year on the FCM pod, Bavs came on and said, I don't really see Liverpool as our biggest threat. I'm still waiting for Man City, and I still see that getting quoted every week about how they're all
his neck for that for a while.
Yeah.
We were 10 points clear. He's still not worried about us.
Yeah, every single time you won or we dropped points, it was the same reply every time. You just see, someone quoted your tweet from 3 months ago, and I was like, I wonder which one that is.
The Necks were being stood on last season. But I think it would be very naive of Arsenal fans, and I'm not saying I've seen evidence of this, but to be 1 point clear and almost think that the whole kind of pendulum has swung your way and it's just a clear road from here would be heavily, heavily disingenuous. But I do think as well, Arsenal probably do deserve to be there right now if we're looking at performances and levels and defence especially. Arsenal definitely do deserve to be there. But it's a very, 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 very long season. And unfortunately for Arsenal, when we get to March and April, Man City have been there and done it before, and Liverpool have been there and done it before. And that's
that's a fair comment.
But I think if you spoke to a lot of Arsenal fans and said, look, you're going to go to Anfield, you're going to go to Old Trafford, you're going to play Newcastle away, you're going to play City at home, and once you've got through all them games, you're going to be topped by a point, you would have gone, yeah, all right, yeah.
Exactly.
Really happy with that.
When those fixtures came out a few months back, a lot of people said, oh, gosh.
I mean, you yourself, right? When we beat Arsenal, you said title's done. You downstairs.